It's minus, what is it, 27 out tonight. The shed's holding at 4. Fans are in idle, so there's still a steady breeze of air coming into the shed. As you can see, the air intakes are all frosted up right now. So I'm not sure exactly that is positive in a lot of ways. I've played around with the setting just to try to make sense of the temperature reading to give me an accurate assessment of maybe the heat signature within the boxes. And what it's telling me, it's kind of variable. So the colony like this one here, it's still alive, but probably just hanging on. Colony here is dead. But what I've noticed, that one's dead. Small, dead, dead. But over here, as I get closer to the air vent coming in, it's pointing out the flaw of my shed, which I complain about every year and do nothing about. Cold, minus 27 air coming in, and that air must just drop straight down. And look at, I don't even see a heat signature in that whole pallet there. Those are alive. It's just the cold air on the outside, the way they have the gun calibrated. See, this whole side is, that would show dead, but it's just cold. And I'll show you another thing. So here's my colonies. Those are my mite bombs that I pulled out. Dead, 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 dead. Dead. Oh, just hanging on over here. So this is representing dark. So this is what I'm really looking for, is the mite bombs that I didn't catch. I do a pretty good job on assessing my colonies, bringing them into fall, I should say, and making sure they're capable. I do miss the occasional one, but I'm assuming like maybe this one could be at fault, being a mite bomb maybe. Like there's another one there, another one there. So what I really want to do is kind of assess to see how many of those are within my stacks. But before I do that, there's a dead one there. There's a dead one. There's a dead one. There's a dead one. Lots of light down the rows though, which is optimistic. But before I really want to assess with this gun, I want to figure out the cold layering first. There's a dead one, there's a dead one. Look at the life, eh? So that's putting me in a good mood. Oop, out of battery. So I'm going to recharge that. And what I was going to show you is the problem down this row, because what's happening is the air is coming straight in against this wall and then down along the floor. I can feel it from here. That is cold. And then all these ones are showing black all the way along. They're all tightened up into a little cluster, but they're not dead because they're just cold. So this is a flaw of my shed, as I point out every season. Those fans are doing their job too. They're pushing the air along the floor. What I need to do is, I think I have to increase the speed of these fans a bit just to get that air stirring a little bit better. I'm not going to be able to relieve the entire situation here with that cold air coming in. And it's just a dynamic in my shed I've accepted all these years. But for what I want to do with this thing, I need a little bit more consistency of temperature throughout the whole shed. So I'm going to turn the fans up a little bit higher just to get more air mixing. And I'm going to turn these, or not those ones, but I'm going to turn the ventilation fans off over here so I'm not pulling in cold air. So I'll turn these off maybe for 2 or 3 hours, let the shed equalize in temperature, and then I'll come through with this FLIR gun and do a good random count and maybe try to get a good idea of what is to be expected this spring. The fans have been off for 2.5 or 3 hours now. So I'm thinking, and I've turned up the ceiling fans. So I'm thinking the ambient air temperature is a little more consistent, and I should be able to determine, there's still some cold over here though. Well, this is close enough. So what I'm looking for are these blank spots. Those are obvious dead, small. And I'm assuming these dead ones have something to do with light bombs I was saying last fall. So that's my assumption, and that's what I'm going to be counting. I'm not necessarily going to score or grade, because you get colonies like this. That's just beautiful. Box full of bees. Get a colony like this one, you know, depends where that cluster is. It's hard to determine if it's live or dead or strong. Even, you know, that has something in it, just it's not showing as much heat signature. So I'm just going to do the best I can to pull out the small and the dead ones to get a rough estimate on what kind of condition my hives are in. This pallet is either dead or obviously cold still from the chill that come in from that vent. But I'll count that. 1, 2, 3 dead on that one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, that's 18. These are my mite bombs. So 18 small or dead. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Roughly 38. 39. Whoa, look at this row. 40. Lots of life in this row. I think this row consists of, yeah, these are nukes. And they definitely look like it. What did I say? Lost track. 40, I think. 40, let's say 41, 42. Three. Wow, this is nice. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 'Very subjective. 60, 61, getting dizzy. 62, 63, 64, that's 64 there. Let's count that as 65. All right, 66. Let's go with 66. You see, when I had the fans on, that cold air is coming in, and this whole row was blue because of that cold, chilled air on the fronts. But now they look quite decent. Okay, so let's do some math on that. According to my math, 66 on just over 1,300 is a 5% loss in the shed so far.